Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's official. Roy Jones is now a Russian citizen. Headline: He feels more appreciated in Putin's country. I guess Vladimir Putin, the Tsar of Russia. Is that the Russian president? I don't know what happened to the other guy that got elected. When his term was up. His term was up. Then some other guy was elected. Then Putin was like, I'm taking over. So I don't. So you can kind of say it's like a dictatorship right now. But I guess he's doing an okay job over there. He's making moves over there in Russia. Um, a lot of people say it's Russia and the U.S. and stuff like that. But he's got people that he's got to take care of. So he's doing what he's got to do for his fellow countrymen. But besides that, for our fellow countrymen, our brother. Roy Jones Jr., this is big for a lot of brothers out there, man. I'm telling you, man. And I've been looking into some of this, man. It's inspiring, man. It's inspiring because this is not nothing new. This is not nothing new. On another website, they talk about in the 1920s. I think the Yahoo News, they reported that how other celebrities or whatnot defected in the 20s. I don't know the names right now. I ain't got them in front of me. I'm gonna mention them, but Putin had stated to had hinted to Roy Jones, was like, hey, I'll grant you citizenship if you go ahead and stay here for long periods of time. You got to actually live here and stuff like that. And Roy Jones, his aspirations is to do business up in here. Now, up in Russia. But a lot of people saying this is a political move and stuff like that. But, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Why stay in a country, where you don't feel appreciated? And not to get on the whole, race thing. And a lot of people saying, Russia's, got, it's issues regarding, free speech and, race and all this other stuff. And he just it's like a political move. It doesn't matter because Roy Jones is in. It wouldn't matter to you what's going on. As long as you benefit in the end and you taking care of your business, it doesn't matter how you got in there. You just got in there. If you get to the White House, invitation to the White House, somebody said, "Oh, that's just because who cares?" You asked for it, didn't ask for it. You got to the White House. You get $1 billion. Somebody gave you $1 billion, and you're a billionaire. Am I supposed to hate on you just because someone gave you $1 billion? Some people become a millionaire with just winning the lotto. You can say, "Oh, he was just lucky." So what? He got lucky. But this is all based on Roy Jones' hard work in the ring. This is on his fame and his fame alone. And he asked for something. He met with Vladimir Putin. He's like, yeah, I want to become a Russian citizen. And he thought, I guess Putin thought about it and stuff like that. And they pushed in the paperwork and they made him a Russian citizen. But we all know what's going on in the U.S. We got certain, what's his name? This tennis player. I don't know, it was James Blake or something like that, but African American guy just got beat up by a cop for mistaken identity, and he's like, well, cop apologizes. He's like, well, even if it was mistaken identity, why are you beating me up? Man, he just tackles the dude to the ground, beat the hell out of him, you know. And then we have we got the Black Lives Matters, movement and stuff like that. It's not a video about that, but if that's going on and you fit that description, as the shoe fits, and you one of those people who are targeted by cops, where a cop can jump on the hood of some dude's car and unload 40 rounds into the windshield and and practically just murdering you. Or you can pull out your wallet, just like this happened to this dude in New York, a neon green or a neon orange wallet, with your groceries in your hand. and stuff like that, going into your apartment complex and dudes unload like 40 to like 100 something now rounds and you unarmed, and all the cops do is like, oh, well, my bad, and they get paid vacations and stuff like that. You being mistreated like that, at any given moment, even if there is videotape evidence out there that clearly shows they just murdered some Hispanic dude like that, man. Dude had like shorts on, naked, almost naked. He raises his hand, and they pretty much executed the dude, man. You got a lot of executions going on down here, man. You got one guy in handcuffs getting shot by some volunteer officer in like Oklahoma. So why not? If someone offers you, if there's an opportunity for you to get out, and someone says like, you know what, here you're on the D list. You're on the D list. You blackballed. People just don't like you. Can't be outspoken. You can't speak your mind, and you can't maximize your income. And someone else comes to you and say, "Hey, you know what? I got a better deal. Here over here, you can maximize your dollars. You can have an opinion. You can be treated fairly. You revered." Especially with the women, a lot of dudes like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I tell you, like, the women will love you down here. Yes, the women will love you here versus being over there. And you get to maximize your dollars. No matter how you getting it, let's say your dollar, the value of your dollar increases to, if not fourfold, sometimes fivefold, depending on where you're coming from. You telling me you don't want to move? You telling me you don't want citizenship? You don't want to live like a king? You want to stay and fight like a lost war? Battle opinions and stuff like that. You want to waste the rest of your life, get all stressed out, and die old and bitter? Fighting. To for someone to change their mind and opinion about you. When I tell you there's a million, if not almost a billion people over here who are ready to celebrate you, lay out the red carpet, and there's a warm bed and a woman waiting for you, and you got money in your pocket. Come on now, come on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool, man. Don't be a fool. And some dude gonna say, his U.S. citizenship should be revoked. I'm like, come on, man. Let me look at this Yahoo news thing and see who else did it. Cause this is like nothing new. This is nothing new. Some other boxers did it too. I can't think of their names. Some other boxing channels mentioned them too. Guys that had to travel. I think. Oh yeah, Josephine Baker. They mentioned Josephine Baker doing it in the 20s. Jeez Louise. I can't find any names. That was in the Yahoo article, but it's not in the Yahoo article. I think it's in this like Britannica article or something like that. But I think I'm gonna post a link up in the description. Some other people have done it too. I know I read it. Jeez, well, I can't. But yeah, I think it was like Josephine Baker. She left, and she went on to do her thing. I think in the 20s. But yeah, man, if you understand your history about, like, I think it's McCarthyism and stuff like that, American history, communism has always been, working its way in, the U.S. as far as like supporting, liberation movements up here in the U.S. and communism has been kind of like a popular thing in the African American community. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. So yeah, Josephine Baker, famously left for civil rights, and in France, she went to France, and then I think performer Paul Robeson moved to England, and then I think some famous writer actually went to Cuba, man. Some dude actually moved out to Cuba. He was just in the news not too long ago. I forgot his name. But it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. This for a lot of brothers out there. This should be an eye opener. Cause there's one country that that one country that will allow will allow you U.S. citizenship. Excuse me. I mean not U.S. citizenship. Will grant you citizenship if you get a tax ID number. That's how business is done, man. You get a tax ID. If you want to open up a bank account, all you gotta get is like a tax ID number. And here in the U.S. is like an I-10 number. So you can do your tax paperwork. So it can be like you can do some kind of business. You gotta get like an I-10 number. So anyway, get you a little number and stuff like that. Open up your bank account. Start investing in property, or buy a piece of property that's worth like 50,000 US. You can apply for citizenship within like a year or two. Bam. And you can live like a king. This is a very popular country too. You probably heard a lot of brothers talking about it and stuff like that. But yeah, and your dollar is 4 to 1. 4 to 1. So every dollar you got four to $8. I'm not gonna say the country, but anyway, yeah, that's it, man. That's it. This dude, Nomad Capitalist. He said, "Go where you treated best." I don't know if he fell off the face of the earth or something like that. He had some kind of conference up in like February somewhere, and He hasn't been uploading his YouTube from last time I checked. But maybe he's very busy or something like that. But yeah, the dude's like Nomad Capitalist, and he's been on for like a year. He uploaded like a series of videos leading up to some kind of conference that teaches you about how to get citizenship and passports in different countries and stuff like that. You should try to check it out and think about it, man. Think about it. But Roy Jones has said that he's having some IRS issues. Like 3.5 million in unpaid taxes and stuff like that. Maybe because he had a big farm or something. Maybe he couldn't pay the taxes on that. I don't know. He probably mismanaged his money somehow. Or he's got kids or something like that. I don't even know he's got kids, but it doesn't matter. It was also mentioned that he hopes to speak Russian pretty soon, and that he wants to continue his rap career and hopefully earn like $3 billion over in Russia, opening up schools in Russia. So I think that's where it's going. He's opening up schools in Russia, and a lot of people don't know, but a lot of these Eastern Europeans and stuff like that are naming their kids and implementing their styles off a lot of these African American fighters. I mean, look at Tyson Fury. Then you got what's that name? The Polish guy who just beat Marco Huck. Glowacki. Anyway, Glowacki. He got a tattoo of Mike Tyson on his arm, bro. Got a tattoo of Mike Tyson on his arm. So, and then you got Jean Pascal trying to implement. He's not European, but you have a lot of guys that are trying to implement certain fighting styles from a lot of these African American fighters. They want to be like them, like Lee Shelby, UK guy. He's supposed to be the Scottish Mayweather and stuff like that. So I think this is like I said in one video. I think this is great because he gets to he's gonna bring a lot of American fighters over there too. So you got a lot of Russians that Florida. He's based in Florida. I'm only guessing they will have a Russian community up in Florida. You got a lot of communities up in Florida, man. Haitian, Cuban, and stuff like that. You got a lot of Europeans down there. But yeah, he can build something down there, man. And have an international thing with his boxing schools and stuff like that. Guys can go down there and train with the Russians and stuff like that, and get schooled. They can get schooled, and guys can expand their horizons, man. Expand their horizons. All right, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.